and some days it wants to work and some days it doesn't. So come on in, say a little hashtag hello lovely in the comments below. It would be exceptionally helpful. Sound is working! Yay! Oh my gosh, so exciting. I'm so excited. It is working. This is going to be a successful Monday after all. For those of you who don't know me, hello. My name is Mary Larson. I'm a mom of two. I podcast with my husband Blake about all sorts of things that bring us joy and light in the world. And I also love to help people feel more confident and be more creative, inspire them to be more creative when it comes to their makeup and their skincare. Today I'm going to be doing a super duper easy shadow smoky eyeshadow situation. I have been doing an eyeshadow class in my VIP group on Facebook. It's called, if you just search the hashtag Minute with Mary, you'll be able to see it. It's the first group that'll pop up, but it's my marvelous VIPs. This weekend we had 3 guests come in. We covered hooded eyes, makeup for people who wear glasses, and then people who have a bit more experienced eyes, people whose eyes and just bodies in general are a bit older than I. So come on and put a little hashtag hello lovely. It's your way to wave to me. I see my friend Tony and Hillary and Bailey over on the gram, on the Instagram, and we're going to see if we got some friends over on Facebook. So come on in and say hi. I'm going to take whatever product is left over from my face primer and just going to smooth out those flyaways. So I did start off my day having some really good skincare. I am locking that in with my face primer. Face primer fills in the pores and the fine lines. I'm 38, so I've got a little bit of all the things going on in my face right now. So I've got that on. I could put that away. And then I'm going to go and put a little bit of eye primer on my eyelids. Eye primer is going to help add a lot of grip to the shadows I'm going to be working with. Thank you so much for the hashtag hello lovely. Super excited to be seeing you. And then I'm just going to plop this on. So there is a difference between face primer and eye primer. My eye primer has a little bit of a tint to it, but it has a lot more grip. So if you have hooded eyes, slightly hooded eyes, oily eyelids, if you just put on your eyeshadows and then later on the day you can't see them, I'm telling you, eye primer is going to be a game changer for you. It's also going to make your pigments pop a lot. So grab yourself some eye primer. It lasts for well over a year. So you will not be sorry with that. Thank you for the hashtag hello lovely. Hello Danny on Instagram. Good to see you here. All right, so primer needs to sit for a little bit on your face so that it can fill in those pores and fine lines. I also love it because it creates a barrier to really let your skincare sink in. So I like to do my eyes frequently before I do my face to really let that primer do its thing. I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer on my eyelids just to give my eyes a nice canvas, because I don't know if you can tell, but I've got some veins and freckles going on there. So what's everybody up to this Monday morning? I am feeling pretty good. We just finished up February break with my children, and they were home, of course, for 9 straight days. And I gotta tell you, this is probably my favorite February vacation that we've had so far as a family. It snowed a couple of times over break, so we really got to go sledding. It reminded me of a February vacation from my childhood, where, you know, it's not about Christmas, it's not about Thanksgiving, it's, you know, not about necessarily going anywhere vacation-wise, but it's really just about being home, doing puzzles, and playing in the snow. And I feel like a lot of the most recent February breaks, we haven't had the snow. We've had a lot of cold weather, or maybe it's been, you know, just dreary, but no snow. And like, that's what winter break's for. We want to go sledding. We want to go make snowmen. We want to make igloos. If you were lucky enough to be able to go skiing, you were able to go skiing. So let me know, do you have February break where you live? Or do they get rid of it? Do they get rid of it so it's just like one big chunky March break? I know that in different areas it's different things. So you can see I put on some concealer here for my eyes. I'm currently using the shade Organza. It's one of the more lighter shades. It's kind of it's pretty close to my face, so I like it because it really creates a really nice blank canvas for my eyelids. And I'm gonna go in now with a transition shade on my eyelids. I'm just gonna take a more like matte light brown color right here. Nothing too crazy. When I do my transition shades, I like to use something that is matte. And you're gonna just think of it, just as its name says, transition. It's something that other things can blend into. So I'm taking a big fluffy blending brush right into that more light matte brown, and I'm going to apply it in and around my crease and a little bit above, because I do have a bit saggy of an eyelid. So I'm just going to gently holding it down towards more of the base of the brush. When you have a fluffy brush like this and you hold it towards the end, it's going to be a nice, light, loose grip, and it's really going to allow that color to blend beautifully. I've been talking to a bunch of friends who've been saying, you know, oh, I need to get some new brushes. If you don't have a blending brush, a fluffy blending brush like this is going to be one of the first things you want to get if you're hoping to do eyeshadows. You need to learn how to do a transition like I'm doing right here, so in and around the crease, with a fluffy brush. The cool thing with the transition is honestly you can just put on this one shadow and you can be done. So if you're a makeup novice, or if you've got to go somewhere quickly, if you're like me or trying to get the kids out the door and disaster strikes, they get gum in their hair and you got to do a bajillion other things, if you can just do this, you can go out the door and you look pulled together. Hello, hello, Alex or Heidi. I don't know which one's checking in from Craft Tail Therapy. Good to see you, my friends. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. And Bailey says in Kentucky they don't have February vacation. So when do you have vacation, Bailey? Let me know. My kids go back to school really, really quickly after Christmas. So here in Rhode Island, after Christmas break, we go back on January 2nd. Like, that is it. You are back. You don't get a couple days to rejuvenate if you had some merriment over New Year's Day. You got to go back, baby. So I think because they go back so early, and then, yeah, whatever the week is with President's Week, they just kind of give that off. It's been also nice during flu season just to kind of like have a break, kind of clean the schools. Obviously, they clean them a heck of a lot now, more than they used to. So it's a different bit of a story. Hey, Alex. Yay. Good to see you, my friend. And happy Monday. Are your kids back today too? It's like, this is my time. I feel like this is my break right now. I get a little bit of break. All right, so I've got that like light matte transition shade in and around the crease. I bring it up a little bit higher because my eyelids are a little bit saggy. I used a nice fluffy blending brush right there. So we're doing a really, really like light, simple smoky eyeshadow. I'm going to tell you a trick with smoky eyeshadows. It is just all about like an ombre. A lot of people hear smoky and they think it's blacks and charcoals and like really dramatic. It really just means that smoke effect, just like more concentrated at the base and then lightly going up as you move forward. So I'm actually going to use a more densely packed brush. You can see the two right here. So here's my blending brush and here's my fluffy crease brush, putting it in that same color. Because it's a bit more densely packed brush, the color of that same light matte brown, it's just going to be a bit more concentrated. So now if you think of a rainbow and you think of how red is the biggest and then orange and yellow and green and purple, that's what you're doing for a smoky eyeshadow look. It doesn't have to be black or charcoal. It's about kind of creating that rainbow, and as you get closer to the green, blue, and purple, I mean, you could do a rainbow ombre, rainbow smoky look, you really could, but I want you to think about it as actually just like you're getting to the darker colors, okay? Rather than the rainbow colors, you're going from the lighter colors, and as you get more concentrated, it is getting darker. So that's really what we're going for when you're doing a smoky look. So Bailey says that school starts early in August, Christmas break for 2 weeks, spring break 1 week in March, school's over at the end of May. Oh, that is different. So yeah, our kids don't end school until the end of June. Middle to end of June, depending on how many snow days we have, but now since like tech stuff has taken over, I don't think they're really going to be going late into June, which is great because believe it or not, we in most of our schools do not have air conditioning. So our kids go to school, you know, mid to late of June and they sweat. They sweat their little booties off. Same thing with with September. Like, you know, September can often still be quite warm. I remember last year, I think there was like 100-degree day in the first week of school and there's no air conditioning and we're just like, okay kids, we're gonna shove you all in this room, good luck. Not like this past September, but pre-pandemic September. So I'm gonna like refer to things back the pre-mask days when you could shove a whole bunch of people in a room. Virtual for Monday, says Alex, but tomorrow they'll be back. Awesome. Oh, well, tomorrow will begin your break, my friend. I hope that you treat yourself. I got myself my decaf coffee. For those of you in a Dunkin' Donuts area, if you order on your app, there's a Dunkin' app, you get free coffee, free hot coffee. I'm usually an iced coffee girl, but if you give me something free, I'll do whatever. Free hot medium coffee if you order on your app. So this usual decaf iced lady went for decaf hot because I'm like, free's for me. Free is for me. Sign me up. All right, so I'm taking this brush. I'm just taking that same yummy milk chocolate kind of matte color. going a bit more in the crease. So you can see already it's a bit darker as I'm going in towards that crease area. Now, if you do not have slightly hooded eyes, you can really just be working this in the crease and a little bit below. For me, because my eyelids have drooped, thank you gravity, thank you age, I want to make sure people can actually see what I'm putting on my eyelids. I know so many of you have messaged me where you're like, I have hooded eyes and I spend all this time and all this makeup, and then when I open my eyes, you can't even see it. It just gets sucked up into this void of nowhere. You gotta pull it up a little bit higher. One of the great tricks you can do, because you know, we usually look down if you're holding a mirror and you're blind like me, you're like holding a mirror down here. You have to look at yourself straight on. You have to look at yourself straight on every once in a while and be like, can I see what I just put on my face? If so, you're in good shape. All right, so I'm gonna take that same brush, same color, and now I'm going to bring it on my lower lid. So underneath the crease. Remember, we're doing like this more simple smoky eyeshadow look. We're not doing charcoals. We're not doing that. It's just really gonna be like a brown, nude, smoky look. And I'm doing this because I know a lot of people have reached out to me and they've said, you know, girl, I've got a lot of browns at home. I just kind of, it's like my go-to is some browns, but I want to have some different techniques with it. I got you, boo. So I'm applying that all over my lower lid. Now we're going to go in with an even more densely packed brush, the crease brush. So you can see this. Come here, little guy. All right, so we've got like the fluffy crease brush. So these are the three brushes I've used. I've used my blending brush, my fluffy crease brush, and then the itty bitty baby. It's like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We're going with the itty bitty baby brush right now. And I'm gonna go in with a dark brown. Okay, so we went with this light brown before, and now I'm going with the dark brown. And the dark brown, I'm gonna like get as close to my lash line as possible. Oh, my mom's gonna be getting her COVID vaccine on, the 24th. She's going in early. Hey, Sandy and Shani, I see a bunch of you on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to put a little hashtag hello lovely. So you can hold your brush upside down and just press it into that lash line area. Or you can hold it really close and once again press it in. Okay, when you're working with a more concentrated, darker color, a really densely packed brush, you do not want to be holding it down to the tip. You don't want to be Harry Potter, swish and flick, Wingardium Leviosa. No, we're holding it like we've got a pencil. We want to be really, really controlled with this. All right, so I'm just patting it in right along that base of the lashes. So we're creating this smoky eye, and this is where the most concentrated dark color is going to be. It's going to be like it's coming from the darkness of my eyelashes and then just gradually moving up and getting lighter. Hi, Pernell, how are you? Thanks for the hashtag hello lovely. I see you there, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Putting that hashtag, it's just like a little high five to me. Little high five, lets me know you're there. My friends on Instagram do it, friends on Facebook, because I'm in both places right now. I'm being fancy. I am being fancy. Hey, Hillary, good to see you, my friend. Happy Monday. So where is everybody tuning in from? As I say all the time, I'm in the tiniest state in the United States. I know I have some fun international friends who are tuning in. So just to give you a perspective, Rhode Island is literally like this itty bitty state. There are ranches in Texas, one of our larger states, that are as big as my state. Like, people own property as big as my state. What is going on? But we're a pretty concentrated state. I love it here. We're wonky. We're smack dab, like in between Boston and New York. So we have our own really weird, unique accent and quirks, and I love it. And when this pandemic is done, I'm going to be traveling to New York a heck of a lot because I miss it. I miss it so, so much. We got Rochelle from Colorado. Good to see you. All right, so this is an idea. If you wanted to just have like a matte smoky eye, you would do the lighter shade, blend it, use a more densely packed brush, go into the crease, blend it a bit, add that to your lower lid, and then get in nice and tight to those lower lashes with a darker color. If you want to go big time, you could do like a really, really dark brown. You could even do a black. I'm just going to take that same brush that I was just using and gently kind of like smudge out the base of that color so that it blends. The trick of the smoky eye is blending, okay? So that's really it. You can do a purple smoky eye. You can do all sorts of colors. It's all about having this really gradual from the dark at the base of your lashes and bringing it on up and making it get lighter. Okay, it's not about segmenting your eyes in different areas. It's like you just don't want there to be any harsh lines, but you want it to be this really gradual thing. Another thing with the smoky eye, a lot of people like to bring a lot of the color below their lower lids. You can do that. You cannot do it. I might, but I first need to finish the rest of my face. Bailey has never been to New York, but is gonna go this fall. Oh, so exciting, Bailey. Let's hope everything's a-okay, my friend. Let's hope everything's a-okay so you can go and live it up. There's nothing like New York, I'm telling you. I've been a lot of places. There is nothing like New York. So I'm gonna take a brown pencil. It's a dark brown pencil, and I'm just gonna really wiggle it into the base of those lashes. You could also be using a black, once again, if you're doing more black shades. The world is your oyster when it comes to smoky, but it really comes down to having those concentrated colors. I am going to do what's called tightlining my lower lashes. I mean, my lashes, my upper lashes. Hold on, let me have a sip of my decaf coffee. Maybe it'll help. Woo! Getting rid of caffeine this summer. It was one of the best things I ever did, but I'm afraid my brain could really use it on Monday mornings. I'm gonna take a black and tightline my upper water lid. Do you guys know what tightlining is? I know some of you have been watching Minute with Mary. You may know what it is, you may not. Hey Adam, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Friends on Facebook, we got Sarah from New Hampshire. Is it still snowing there in New Hampshire? Hi, Ginger. We've got Melinda tuning in from Georgia on Facebook, and Shani from Oklahoma. Southern Indiana girl with a Brittany. Yay! How's the weather with everybody? How is the weather? This week it's gonna get a tad warm. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? I'm sorry. I'm so blind that I'm like, I've got my mirror so close. I need my little assistance. All right, so I used a pencil eyeliner to give the darkest brown shade right at the base of those lashes. I'm gonna take an itty bitty brush right here to smudge it. You can use a Q-tip, you can use your finger. The thing when you use a pencil eyeliner in a smoky look is you gotta smudge it. Okay, you don't want to have any harsh lines. Smoke is about the blend, all right? Repeat after me. Smoke is about the blend. Doesn't matter the color, it's all about the blending. So I'm just taking this little brush and blending that sucker out so it's super concentrated right at the base of my lashes. All right, now I'm going to take that black pencil eyeliner to do what I was telling you about earlier, tight lining. So there's this little bit of skin between your lashes and your eyeball. If you want, if you're brave, if you want to try this out, you can draw on that skin, and it's going to make the base of your eyelashes look super, super thick. This is another great way that you can kind of like wiggle the pencil up into the base of those lashes so that there's no skin showing. Basically, you want it to look like your eyelashes go straight to your eyeball and there's no skin in between. So Sarah said they're expecting some snow in New Hampshire. Good luck, my friend. We've been having a fair amount of snow. I love tight lining. So here's a fun thing. Tight lining takes a little while to get used to. It's great if you have hooded eyes or slightly saggy hooded eyes like I do, because it allows you to get that really, really strong black eyeliner look without having to actually draw on your upper eyelid. That can actually make your eyes look smaller. Okay, what I'm doing here by tight lining is I'm really just wiggling it into the base of the eyelashes, and it is going to make my eyelashes look fuller. Okay, it's gonna bring more attention to my eye without making my eye look smaller. So if you're someone who wants to do that, try tight lining. It's gonna take a little practice, but once you've got it, it makes a huge difference. It will not make your eyes look smaller. I would not tight line the bottom if you do have smaller eyes. If you have round eyes, go for it. If you tightline both top and bottom lids, it will make your eyes look smaller. Just the top, it's just really gonna add that emphasis to your upper lashes. Now, sometimes I hold my eyelid open like I am here. I'm kind of like pulling from my lashes and holding them up. But once you get used to it, you can do like I do and you just literally put the pencil there and it works. All right, I wanna smudge that out a little bit more. Let's see, Pernell says she lives on the west coast of Norway. By the way, love this tutorial, Smoky Eye is hard. I always end up looking like a panda. So if you end up looking like a panda, it means you're starting off with too dark of colors. People hear smoky, as I said, and they go straight for this sucker. They go for black, and they just take it and they play with it everywhere. You actually want to use very, 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 very little dark colors when you do the smoky eye, okay? So I only used black to tight line that lash. I only used this really dark brown to go right along the base of my lashes. Aside from that, it was this light brown, and I used lighter brushes. That is the trick with the smoky eye. Now, if you wanted to have like a really, really stark black, like blackout lid, we can do that, but it will make you look like a panda. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna switch on over to my face and check this out nice and quick. For those of you who want to have more medium to fuller coverage foundation, if you have more mature skin, dry skin, you just wanna have something easy, look at this. It doesn't get much easier than this, my friends. This is my cream shadow in a stick. It's just my stick, not shadow, it's foundation. Where's that decaf coffee? Let's see if it works. Super easy. You draw on your face like you're a 5-year-old. You get a nice stiff kabuki brush and you just press and stipple. So I have a lot of redness in my face. It's just my Celtic heritage. It's part of who I am, but I don't always like it. And especially if I'm trying to do a bit more glam or polished look, I want to tone things down. So that's when I'm going to go for a more medium to fuller coverage foundation. This stick foundation will not settle in your fine lines or pores. It's gonna give you a really nice dewy finish that's very natural and skin-like. You can go as heavy or as light as you'd like. So if you are someone who wants to have some versatility with your foundation, this is a great one to start with. It's great for under your eyes if you have dry skin under there. If you don't necessarily want to double dip and get like foundation and concealer, you could honestly just get this and then use it under your eyes and it will be totally fine. Hello, my friend Disney World Dropout on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. So happy to have you here. Hi, Bobby Joe Jean. How are you? And so I'm just taking it now and I'm just stippling it to really make sure it's nice and pressed into my skin. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. It's like one nice even canvas. So I'm going to warm things up with a wee bit of contouring. Contouring is another thing that scares people. Smoky eye and contouring. Contouring, when you're doing more medium to fuller coverage foundation, you're adding dimension back in when you contour. When you do medium to full coverage foundation, you're making your face a blank canvas. You're getting rid of a lot of the discoloration, the age spots, things like that, which is great, but your face is just gonna look like two-dimensional. It's just gonna be really blank and boring. Whereas when you add a little bit of contouring, you're gonna add that dimension back. So where did I just take this brown stick foundation? I took it underneath my cheekbone, which you can kind of feel, it's where your hairline meets. I took it a little bit around my forehead. I put a little bit on the sides of my nose, a little bit underneath my lip. That's gonna actually make my lip look like it's a bit fuller and it's casting a shadow. And then I put a little bit underneath my chin to help get rid of any second chin situation going on. And then you just blend this out. You just blend it out and it's going to add that shadow back to your face. It's a great thing if you feel like you want your face to look a little bit slimmer. Maybe you're on a lot of Zoom meetings or something like that and you're just like, gosh, I just look like, I look a little bloated. Add a little contouring to your face. It's gonna add that warmth and it's gonna add that dimension, and all of a sudden you'll be looking at yourself and you'll be like, oh man, look at me. I'm fancy. Contouring doesn't mean we're trying to look like Kim Kardashian, okay? I think when contouring began, it was so stark and so different that people were like, what is going on? Like, why am I taking these really, really dark colors and like drawing all over my face? But what it is doing is it's actually making your face look more natural. When you're having that kind of level of foundation, it's in essence trying to make your face look more natural. Brittany says, is this a special contour stick or just a darker foundation? It is just a darker foundation. You want to use a couple shades darker, and you can use, so like whatever type of foundation you use, you can just purchase another shade, a few shades darker. So if you use BB cream, you can contour with BB cream, you can contour with the stick foundation. If you're a powder foundation kind of person, you can contour with a darker powder. I really like to contour with the stick foundation. Most of the foundations that I use are more liquidy and creamy based, you know, like either the BB cream or the stick or the spray. So this kind of works out well for me. And then just go like that. Really, really easy. If you feel like you went a little too much and it looks a little wild, you just take your original foundation brush or a blending and you just kind of clean things up, okay? Clean it up. And that kind of like just helps blend it into your foundation. And this is why I do like to use kind of the same type. Like when I'm doing a stick foundation, I want to contour with a stick foundation because they just meld together so beautifully. Bada bing, bada boom. I feel like I'm 10 pounds slimmer. I feel like I've got some dimension to my face. When I do this, I don't even necessarily always feel like I need to wear blush. Like it just adds warmth to my face. It adds that dimension back in and it makes it look more natural. Tori on Instagram says, what is the difference between BB cream and CC cream? I use CC cream. Great question, and I'll get back to you because we do not carry a CC cream. So I'm gonna get back to you, my friend. That is a fabulous question that I do not have an answer to, but I will. I will for you, Tori. Dinner fash, as my Outlander friends will say. Okay, let's brighten up a little bit underneath these eyes. I could, if I wanted to be simple and make this quicker, I could just use my stick foundation and put it under my eyes. That will be just as fine. However, I'm using my concealer. I love this concealer. I can't talk about it enough. It just makes me so happy. It has skincare in it and it perks things up. So I'm using the shade Organza. It's not the super lightest shade. When you are highlighting under your eyes, you want to do 1 to 2 shades lighter, okay? If you go really, really light, there are some people on here, especially more young people, who go super light. Like they want like alabaster under their eyes and do all this crazy highlighting and contouring. That's great for them. But as someone who's been a little bit more older, who just wrapped up February break, a whole week of having my kids home nonstop and playing, I'm tired. I don't want to necessarily be highlighting that. I just want it to look normal so I don't look like a zombie. So what I'm trying to do is color correct and just kind of like make it look like it's my face. See, so nothing insane. It's just bringing a little bit of light. I'm not trying to look like I'm a glamazon, right? I just want to look like I'm normal and pretend that I'm drinking caffeinated coffee. There actually is caffeine in my concealer and it really helps perk things up. It helps tighten underneath those under eye bags. It's going to work on the darkness. It's going to help tighten up those fine lines. So if you have dark under eye circles or fine lines or dry crepey under eye skin, my first suggestion to you is going to be to get yourself an eye cream. And I'll be real with you, my eye cream's bananas good. I know Sarah joining us right now on Facebook. She just sent me her eye cream results after I think a week. Was it a week, Sarah? And she's like, no joke. This stuff works. I'm like, I know. My husband Blake has been begging me to get him his own little jar because he used it for about a week and then he stopped and he noticed the texture of his skin like dry up like the Sahara again. Like it was so nice and youthful even just after a week of use. So let's see, Bailey says I have to tone down my under eye highlighting as I get older. Exactly, yeah, it's like, oh, we don't want to highlight this too much. We don't want to bring attention. We just want it to make it look normal and well rested. Yay, Brittany, so happy. All right, so I'm gonna look at myself once again. I have slightly hooded eyes, so I like to every once in a while check myself from straight on. I've been able to kind of color correct underneath my eyes. I'm not trying to hardcore highlight. Another fun thing you can do is you can use a little bit more blush if you have under eye bags and you want to try to kind of like distract. That's kind of what I'm doing a lot of. I want to make my skin healthy. I want to work on that skincare. And then if there are things that aren't always going to go away, like, listen, I'm not going to Photoshop my face. I never Photoshop any of my pictures for you guys. Whatever you see is real. I've got texture. I've got creases. I've got pores. That's all natural. I want to look good, but if there's things that I'm a little more self-conscious about, it's all just about distracting. Add a little color elsewhere. And when we can eventually not wear masks, you can pop on a bold lip, and that's also a great distraction. I think that's why I've been going really having a lot of fun with eyeshadows, particularly this month, is like we don't get to have a fun lippy, you know? We just have to got to work with what you got up above. So let's have some fun with some shadows. Now, we need to talk about setting your makeup. So primer fills in pores, fills in fine lines, and acts like a Velcro so it stays on your face. But if you're doing something creamy, like I am, I'm wearing a cream stick foundation, it's going to shift like the tectonic plates throughout the day unless I set it. So you can set it with a face powder, like a regular face powder. You can set it with a setting powder. Something translucent is really great because it's not necessarily adding any coverage. So I'm just going to set my face and set my under eyes. Some people are not setting their under eyes, which is totally fine. Just take your fingers and make sure that you tap it. The concealer does dry really quickly, which is great. But if you're not going to set it with powder, make sure you tap it. I've got a tickle in my throat. Gotta say, I don't think I love hot coffee. I only got it because it's free. Are you guys hot coffee or cold coffee kind of people? I think the reason I don't like hot coffee is that I don't drink it quick enough. Like I get a really big cup of it and then I just don't like it when it's lukewarm coffee. Like I like hot coffee. Like I like when I go to a restaurant and I can get like a little latte and it's like a warm hug. That I can deal with. But if I've got a warm cup of coffee and it becomes a cold cup of coffee, it just makes me sad. Any other people feel that way, especially I know us moms. It's like you make yourself a hot cup of coffee or tea and then, you know, suddenly somebody needs your help and you can't sit down and drink your hot cup of coffee like you used to. And today I should be able to, but I wanted to come on and do my makeup. So what this has done, setting powder has locked in my makeup. It has also toned down some of the dewiness. If you are all about the dewy life, if you're like, I want to have all the dewiness on my face because it makes me feel like the fountain of youth, instead of setting powder, you're going to use setting spray. Okay, it's like hairspray for your makeup. Okay, you just spray it all over, locks it in, and it keeps whatever finish it was that you had. All right, setting powder, it does mattify just a smidge. And I put extra on my nose because I do have to wear sunglasses. It's snowy out, so it makes me blind. All right. How are y'all doing? What do you guys think? Bailey is a hot coffee at home, but cold everywhere else. Joy, she's my fellow Rhode Islander, right? Iced always. Love it. Hot only for dessert, like a cafe au lait or espresso. That's how I feel. It's like if I'm going to like a cafe or if I'm having like tiramisu and I want a little latte, that's when I want it hot. But aside from that, if it's not the free one from Dunkin' Donuts that I just got today, give it to me iced. All right, let's finish up these eyes, throw in a little lippy, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Does this usually take me this long? No. That's one of the big questions I get. Whenever I go live, people are like, girl, I don't have this much time to sit down and do my makeup. Yeah, when you do your makeup by yourself, you're not talking. Hopefully you're not talking. I mean, maybe you are, but like you're probably not talking. So it does go a lot quicker. So to recap, I did a very simple smoky eyeshadow look. I'm doing my brows right now. Hi, Rachel on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Good to see you. I hope baby is doing well. So I did a really simple, easy, neutral smoky eyeshadow on my upper lid. I'm going to finish it up and do a little bit on my lower. Smoky is really all about blending. Okay, you can have a charcoal smoky eye. You can have a purple smoky eye. Today I did a brown smoky eye. It's all about having the darker color actually be the least amount that you use. You want to use shades that are a bit lighter and matte, and then go from there. I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle because I said I was going to use my beloved 3 palette and I almost forgot. With smoky, okay, you can add some shimmer. So there can be matte smoky, and then you can add a little spice and sprinkle in a little shimmer if you'd like. And that's where I wanted to use my beloved palette, was for a little shimmer. Add a little bit of that magic. All right, so I filled in my brows. When I do a smoky eye, when I do more of a fancy eyeshadow look, I like to make sure that my brows are a bit more filled in. I naturally have really thick brows, so on super simple natural days, like throwing a little bit of concealer and a lip gloss and I'm out the door, I do not do my brows. I brush through them so that I don't look like Captain Hook from the movie Hook, and then we're good to go. Let's see, we've got, hey Rachel, how you doing? Joy says, how do you know what type of eyelid I have, hooded versus something else? Great question. So if you are looking at yourself straight on, Joy on Facebook asks, how do you know what kind of eyelid structure you have? First off, I think I have some pictures in the VIP group, Joy, that I know you're in. But just to double check, so when you're looking at yourself straight on, if your crease doesn't have like a flap of skin on it, if you're just looking at yourself and it's like, yep, that's my eyelid, I see where the crease is, it goes a little bit, but it's not like a big flap, you just have like a normal open lid. I forget what the actual term is. If your crease kind of gets folded over like a blanket a little bit, that is a hood, okay? That's like the sag of the hood. This happens to a lot of people as we get older. Then there are, so I have like a partially hooded lid. You can still see a little bit of my eyelid below. Then we have, sorry, I'll move that mirror. I'll just put it right there. Then we have like, let's see if I can, I'm trying to See if I can pretend it. Then we have like a fully hooded lid where it's just really sagging over and you can't see your lower eyelid at all. And then there's a mono lid. A lot of friends from different Asian backgrounds have like where you can't see this lower lid at all. So that's a mono lid. Just like all you have really is that upper lid that comes down. So that's how you can kind of see, but it's about looking straight on so you can see it there. All right, so let's wrap this smoky eye up. I told you I was going to smoke out a wee bit below, and then we'll add that sparkle, that little shimmer. So I'm just gonna take that crease brush with whatever dark brown I had left on it and bring it just a smidge underneath my lower eye. So some people will say it's a smoky eye if you smoke out below. That's what some people say. I'll tell you what, there's no right or wrong way to do a smoky eye. It's like how do you eat a burger? You know, some people be like, it has to have cheese, it has to have ketchup, it has to have relish. Could it just be plain? It can be whatever. A burger's a burger, right? How do you guys like your burgers? If I'm just like, you know, just eating a burger, whatever, I would like to have cheese, pickles, and ketchup. If I'm hungry, I want everything on it. I mean, give me the fancy cheese, give me the bacon, give me like everything. Give me some caramelized onions, like, yes. So you can go as extra as you want on your smoky eye. It really means that you've blended your color and that you have concentrated darkness being the smallest amount that you use, and then it blends up to a lighter shade. If you leave smoky eye live video with Mary just knowing that, you are in good shape, my friends. So Joy, let me know what you think your eyelid is. All right, so I've smoked out below by blending a little bit of that shade down below. Now I'm gonna go in with my new beloved palette. This is limited edition. If you are someone who likes to play with eyeshadows, you might wanna check this out. It has like these molten metallic shades that are magical. They're like if a cream eyeshadow and a powdered pressed eyeshadow had a baby, it would be this. At first when I saw it, I was like, that is not gonna work on everybody's eyelids, especially if you have textured eyelids. Nope. There's some magic in this. It has water-based technology in it, so it actually applies beautifully to eyelids. And as you blend it, remember we were talking about blending, as you blend, the metallic shine dissipates. It goes away. So I'm gonna go in, let's see, which one do I want to do? I mean, this is like my favorite. This like bronzy rose gold kind of color is no joke like my favorite shade in here. So I'm just gonna take my finger. You don't even have to use a brush, guys. Look how much pigment was picked up just by lightly touching it. And I'm gonna plop that on the inner lower lid. Does smoky need to have shimmer? No. Smoky means blended. You blend upwards. You, my friend, our smoky eyeshadow queen. You've got this. Next time you play with eyeshadows, do it. Just find a darker shade and a lighter shade and make sure that you have a blending brush, and you can do it. You can do it. However, I did get rid of a little bit of that lower line. So I need to, where's my, I should have done the shimmer before, but I wanted to add it as like a maybe. Do you guys like shimmers? I know some people are like matte all day, all the way. And then some people are like, yeah, give me a little shimmer. Give me a little of that spice. Mix things up. So I got that pencil. We gotta smudge that pencil out because this is a smoky. Smudge, smudge, smudge. And as I said, it does not take this long when you're not talking on a Facebook Live. I promise you. I promise you. All right, so we've got that going on. Joy says, I definitely have a hooded, but also one lid is lazier. So I see more lid on one side than the other. I've had that since I was born. Yep, it's very annoying when I want to do a bold lid. So try to add more lashes on that side to compensate. Awesome. That is a great way to compensate. Because that's the thing. Everyone's eyes are different. Everyone has like an eyebrow that's great and then an eyebrow that's not great. And you know, we've all got these different things that, you know, our bodies were not made symmetrical. As much as we thought they would have been made symmetrical, they're not. Sarah says, give me all the pixie dust. And Joy also says she loves the shimmer. Let's go in with some Lash Primer. I am having a lash sale on my mascaras, on my Lash Primer, and my Lash Serum. If you are loving bringing attention to your eyes now, always, but especially now while we have, you know, mask time, I want you to think about your lash health. If you're just using like cheapy drugstore mascara on your lashes, That's okay. But know that it's not doing any good for your lashes. Sadly, especially in the US, our skincare and makeup are not like super well watched by the government, which, you know, to each their own. Some people feel good about that and some people don't. But what it means is that there's a lot of toxic chemicals allowed inside of our skincare and makeup products that are not good for you. They're not your best friend. So my products are all European certified, meaning that a heck of a lot of all those things that are bad for you, are cancer causing, all those like things, they're not in here. They are good for you. And my products actually have like nourishing, just like how I said the concealer has caffeine and skincare elements inside of it, same with my lash products. So my lash products actually have like keratin and lots of nourishing oils. The Lash Primer is like a daily deep conditioning treatment. It's gonna make your mascara smooth on like butter. It's gonna make them even more voluminous. It's a game changer. I'm working with my Twisted Epic Mascara. I know several of you who are watching live right now have this one. This one is really great if you're someone who likes to have a feathery, soft, natural lash look, as it has 2 wands, and one of the wands that I'm going to use next is a itty bitty baby wand, and it grabs all of your inner corner, outer corner lashes, grabs your lower lashes beautifully. It's a great dual purpose product. I'm just using that like big part of the wand right now. There we go. Hi Stephanie, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. So I'm just applying starting right at the base, and to wrap things up for you guys in regards to this eyeshadow look, I'll recap it for you. I did a really easy brown smoky eyeshadow look. The trick with smoky eyeshadows is to blend, okay? It's not about using super dark colors. It doesn't mean it has to be charcoal and black. It's about using a blending brush to start things off with a light matte shade, and then as you get lower and closer to your eyelashes, you're going to want to have it be a bit more concentrated and darker. You're going to picture a rainbow. Your lightest color will be the red. You know, as you get smaller, as you get closer, it's going to be a bit more concentrated. So I'm going to go with that itty bitty baby wand right now. Right there. It's so cute. And I'm gonna really get in and get all those inner lashes and outer lashes. It separates, what am I saying? Separates them so beautifully. Great for your lower lashes. Wiggle that on right around there. It does not have to be black, okay? Smoky eye doesn't have to be black. Doesn't have to be charcoal. It just means it's the technique. It's the blending technique of really having it be lighter as you move away from the eyelid, away from the lashes. Hey Mackenzie, hey Susan, thanks for tuning in. All right, I'm gonna take up the drama. I do feel like when you do a smoky eye, you wanna kind of amp things up. So I'm gonna go over my Twisted with my 4D fiber lashes. This has little fibers inside. This is gonna bump up the volume, bump up the drama, and give you the look of falsies. You can just do this one from the start. I personally have some itty bitty lashes that I've been working on. I've been doing a lot of that lash growth serum. So that's why I use the Twisted mascara first, and then I just use the 4D on like the outer half of the lashes. I want to add that drama to give that look of false eyelashes to bump it up for this smoky eye. When you do a smoky eye, and that's where the emphasis is going to be, you're probably going to want to have more of a neutral lippy. Okay, you don't necessarily want to have things competing. You don't want to have crazy, crazy eyes. Not crazy. Dramatic eyes, I should say, and then a dramatic lip. You do you. There are no rules in makeup, but I'm just giving you my 2 cents. So I'm going to go in with a nice neutral lip. Love that little one, says Rachel on Facebook, right? It's so good. So, so good. All right, where is my lippy that I want? Easy Street. Oh, I love, love, love this lip color. It is my go-to nude right now. These are my matte lipsticks. They're brand new. They came out just in January. They have some magical power where it's not getting off on my mask. Any of you watching, have you tried these? Like the red one, which is called Wealthy, I haven't had as much mask proof look with. But when I'm wearing one of these more neutral ones, I don't know what it is, but it just stays on my lips super long. It's really nourishing and hydrating. It's like buttery smooth. It reminds me of like a chapstick kind of consistency. So it's gonna give all those hydrating benefits. And then when I do go and put on my mask later, it's not coming off. It's really great. Awesome. All right, so what do you guys think? This is the finished look. I did my brown smoky eye. Hope you can see. So it's lighter and it gets more concentrated, and then I did smoke out below. You can do smoky eyes. You can do smoky eyes. It's all about the right brushes. You can do smoky eyes with just 2 colors. I used this light brown and then this dark brown. And I started off light with, and then I just got more and more concentrated. I took that dark one really at the base of the lashes. I did use an eyeliner. It's up to you if you want to. And then I amped up the drama with the lashes. So it looks like the depth, the deep dark color is really coming from the lashes and then fading up, just like it's smoking out and it's dissipating, okay? That's what you want to think about. I hope that you enjoyed this Minute with Mary. Let me know if you did. I'm going to be doing a bunch of different types of smoky eyes this week, as I have been doing an eyeshadow class in my VIP group, and I want to find out which type of smoky eye are people's favorites. So this is a more easy, natural, brown smoky eye. That is easy, I promise you. I promise you. Have a great day. Have a great night, depending upon where you are in the world. And thank you for tuning in to this Minute with Mary. Take care, guys. Thank you again.